Hi guys, it's Stephanie Ann, and I thought I would make a vlog today to update you in my photography and everything that's been going on. Aiden and I have been kind of busy lately. I recorded a wedding and I used both cameras, this one and this one, which was pretty interesting because I got to get those two different angles. So I've yet to work on that. Another thing that I did was a ballerina dancer photo shoot, and I had an excessive amount of fun because I love jump shots, and that's just something that I started off with when I was using a point and shoot and I was beginning photography and I was just getting really into it. And after I already started using Photoshop, and I started getting noticed on DeviantArt where I had a lot of photos, and the more people that would come and compliment my work, the more excited I would get and I would continue doing it. So eventually I realized that I was going outside to jump a lot because the idea of capturing something in motion was awesome. Not sport photography, but the jumping ones, because I don't really care for sports. In case you're wondering, I have wrist problems. I play piano and work at the computer, and I think over time my wrist just didn't like it. So I jumped all the time for photos, but then eventually got to the point where I stopped and was kind of sad. I started to lose motivation and the camera didn't really help anymore because it felt like it was just failing on me, and I guess I was asking for more than I should have been, but I allowed it to get me down. No worries though, just because I live in a boring old town in hot California, I saved up and I received my dream camera, Aiden Mark Jr.
This is the Canon 5D Mark II. They used to have the 5D Mark I, now they have the 5D Mark III, but I have the 5D Mark II. This is a beautiful body and beautiful artwork right here, just placed in one little camera. But what is this camera without me? Well, let's see. Let's see what happens to this camera when I let go.
But really, it's not about the camera, it's about the one holding it. And when you understand that, the only reason you upgrade cameras is because you're probably asked for more for your photos, but you just want to up the quality. But it's not stopping you from photography just because you don't have it. So I waited 4 years for this. 4 years for this. And it was totally worth the wait because my first camera I got, I would have loved to have this one at the time, but I couldn't have afforded it. So I went for a cheaper one, and it was my first SLR, digital SLR. And I learned from it, and I grew from it, and even though I got disappointed, eventually it didn't matter, it was all just me, and I needed a motivation and inspiration.
Then the Canon 5D Mark II came.
And suddenly I just decided that if I have this awesome new camera, then I really need to make up for the fact that I've been failing miserably. I just started doing shoots with myself, and then I started doing it with other people, and then just eventually over time I got to the point where I am now, and I'm way more excited and motivated, and just so many things have just helped me to do it. Back to the update. What is the update? I also did a photo shoot with a 1-year-old for their first birthday, and the parents brought him over, and we just did it in here in the studio with the white backdrop, and he was in a bathtub, and we did some stuff like that. And a lot of other things have just been like coming up, and the people who wanted the photos, they have just been blessing me with everything, just their kindness, their excitement. Before, for a while, it kind of was just like I was just trying to find things for money, and now I decided that it doesn't matter anymore. I mean, the car I want, I'll get it if I need to, you know. The dentist appointment and all of these little things that I need to pay for, they'll be provided, they'll be paid for. I just need to be more giving. So in the giving, I would like to give my best, absolute best work, and that's a work in progress. There's not much more updates than that, but I will say that it's been exciting, that my business has just been continuing, but no, I am not stuck in this place that I am at now. I am just imagining the possibilities that this future holds that I have no idea. Who knows where I could go? I could go anywhere. With photography, you don't even, it's like, I am not stuck here to something. I am freelance, first of all, and I can go anywhere, and that excites me because anywhere would make awesome places, you know? Like in my mind, I want to go to Montana. It's just a random thing. But my mom told me about it because she went there, and I just imagine like beautiful things. Then there's Colorado I'd like to return to, Utah I'd like to return to, Washington and Oregon I would like to try, New York, and these are all just states around here. And then of course it just expands to the entire world after that, and I'm just like, I want to go everywhere.
there.
So we'll see where God takes me, but I'm excited. Ultimately though, my dream is to collab with photographers that I've either watched for a long time or just recently discovered. There's just so many of them. And there's no one like that really around here that has been doing it as long as or there's no one around here who's doing the same type of stuff. And it's just kind of, I'm living in the world of Flickr, DeviantArt, Facebook, and just finding all these awesome people, and I just want to just teleport myself and meet every single one. Last but not least, I forgot to mention, I'm going to meet someone for the very first time next weekend, and we have known each other for quite a long while now.
It's just so romantic. I'm so excited we're gonna meet for the first time.
Yeah, it's just a photographer friend that I've had for quite a while, and I guess she looked up to me, super excited, and I was just joking about the romantic thing. She'll be coming next week, and we're going to be collabing next weekend, the weekend of the 21st, and I'm just excited. I love meeting people for the first time where you knew them online, and this has happened already like 2 times, and it's the coolest thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I had a list going on of the people that I've met that well, they're always like a photographer, they always are, because that's the people I get to know. And her name was Katrina, and she lived in Utah, and she did self-portraits just like me, and we were like twins, literally. We both had like the same hair, and we kind of looked like twins, but we were 2 years apart because she was younger than me, and I was like older, but we acted the same because we're just like kids. And I was 18 when I went to Utah and I met her, and it was kind of weird for me because I was away from home for the first time in a different state. And I was going to be staying there for 9 days, but they were the most amazing, fun 9 days of my life. I was at a place that was new to me, and it was beautiful, and she had clouds there, and mountains, and it was just so awesome. Another person I met is Lori, and I found her on DeviantArt as well, and she liked to take like portraits and self-portraits and stuff like that here and there. And stuff like that. Nathan, if you're watching this, you're gonna have a blast hearing me saying stuff like that thanks to you. Besides that, I got to meet Lori when she actually came to me, and she lives in California, but she was in LA, so that's way down south, about 5-6 hours away. She came over, and the first thing she did was gave me this big giant bear hug, and it was just, I was kind of like, oh dear, this is the first time I've seen her. But we had the most amazing weekend. She came for my birthday, my 17th birthday, and we just had a blast. She stayed with me for 2 nights. When she left, I cried. I did. I am a crier. I meet someone, I have a blast. I cry when they're gone. Another time, I got to meet her sister when I actually was down there in the LA area, and then we met up. And so I met her, Lori, again, and then her sister Carrie, who models. And that was awesome because I got to photograph her, but she was like beginning for modeling, and now she's just so successful. I'm so proud of her. But now I want to shoot her again now that she's all awesome. She was awesome in the beginning. She'd flip her hair everywhere and jump around. She did anything I asked her to do. Anything. She jumped off a cliff, and we got an awesome shot of that. Just kidding. So yeah, that's what happened. Awesome to meet them. And so I get to experience that next weekend, and I'm like, yay! She's driving to me though. She's actually only about 2.5 or 3 hours away. 2.5 hours away. Something like that. I know it's not that far, but when we discovered we were that close, she said she could drive over, she'll stay the weekend, and we'll be photographing it up, and I'm just excited because it's just exciting. The point of this video is I hope you enjoy my photography because I just love to do all this stuff. Sorry to do the thumbs up with this hand because usually I dislocate my wrist. Just kidding. I'm not really sure what else there is to say except I have some future shoots, I'm sure. Nothing exact right now except for next weekend. Just finished some that I need to edit. I need to edit some of these photos. Oh dear, please someone just edit them for me. That would just make my life a lot easier. I am really thankful for all the people who have liked my page on Facebook. And I'll be sharing this with you Facebook peoples. But also I know this photography channel has like a little tiny bit of subscribers, and that's okay because it's not about the number. No one really discovered me, so it's no big deal. But when they do, I will be thankful for anyone who watches me and supports me because that's what keeps me going. Because if I never had feedback from anyone, I really would have no reason to share it online, and I probably wouldn't be motivated. So apparently people play a big role in this photography business. Just saying. Bye everyone, and I hope that you enjoy any future videos from me, okay? Yay, bye! Oh, and kudos to the first person who comments. Even if they're the only person, just kudos to you. I'll buy you a candy. This is the Canon 5D Mark II. This camera does an excessive amount. I'll do it again. This is the Canon Mark D2. Mark D2. This is going to take a while before I get this right.